So before I got my gown on sterilely, I went ahead and found my anatomical landmarks using the clavicle and scanning up. I found my IJ and I did find where the carotid was with the ultrasound machine. I proceeded to go ahead and chloroprep my patient, and it is drying currently. So I've got my sterile gown on and I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on. Okay, so now that I have these on, I'm completely sterile, and my ultrasound probe is sterile as well. I have handed it to, someone has handed me the ultrasound probe, and it is sterile as well. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and get my kit ready. First things first, I'm going to put this on the patient, finding where this goes on Mr. Peter Cottontail. I'm going to stick this on the neck, ensuring to continue sterility. So this, I'm gonna push this to the side. And would you move my table assistant please slightly? Thank you very much. Okay. And I'll get some assistance to touch that all over there as well. Okay. So now that I have this exactly where I wanted, it would be stuck down to the patient as well. And I'm going to go ahead and get my supplies ready. I would be using my lidocaine here, drawing up a few cc's. A wire, and I've taken the tip off, making sure that we are about to that point there. This time, I'm going to get my sterile saline, and I would flush all the way through. I guess I'll simulate. Flushed both sides. Flushed. I'm gonna put the cap back on this and leave the distal port open so I can thread my guide wire through that. Okay, so now that I have everything ready from this standpoint, I'm going to begin. So I'm going to get my sterile probe ready. And first I'm going to just inject some lidocaine around the site. Okay, a little stick and a burn here, subcutaneously. Okay, so now that my lidocaine is injected, okay, and I have my ultrasound here ready. I'm finding my landmark once again. I see my internal jugular, and then in the bottom right I see my carotid. So I have my internal jugular in the center of the picture, and I have bevel up, big poke here, 1, 2, 3. So I'm poking, aspirating as I'm poking and as I'm advancing a little bit. Okay, when I saw that give, I have blood now. So at this time I can drop my ultrasound and hold and make sure I'm not moving at all. And I'm going to remove this and get my guide wire. And for the sake of this, I'm just going to go right here, but I would not have moved. And I'm advancing my guide wire. Okay. At this time, as I'm doing that, I'm watching for arrhythmias, ventricular arrhythmias. And at this time, I'm holding the guide wire and removing the needle, ensuring always to hold this steady. Okay, I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a very small incision. Okay, incision is made. Now I'm going to start dilating. I can hold my wire a little bit up here. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to dilate all the way to where this meets the skin. Once I've dilated, I'm going to come back out. And I'm still holding the wire. And now this time I'm going to put the double lumen catheter on. Okay, and I'm going to feed until I see it come out of the distal port. Which I do now. So I'm going to grab it from this end, ensuring to still hold it in the same position, and I'm going to now thread it through. And I'm threading it until it meets the skin there. And now I can remove my guide wire. Okay, so now I have removed my guide wire, and then at this time I'm going to suture, which I'm not going to perform in this video, but I would get my suture here, and I could suture that at the skin. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and get my bio patch on there, and then I would put my Tegaderm. Before I would perform that, I would have to ensure this would be my other port is clamped, and I would flush. I would be able to pull back from here, getting blood, and I could flush them both. Cap them off. I would have Q ports as well in this kit, or I would get someone to get me one. So at that point, I would clamp them both off. Now that this is all settled here, I would be able to get a chest X-ray to ensure no pneumothorax and that we are in the right position. And I would discard of all my needles as well.